Hello and welcome to Project WA. I'm Caleb Runsman.
And I'm Keely Lynch. We are third year broadcasting students at ECU, and today we're going to showcase some of our work while showing you some interesting stories from around Perth and WA.
West Aussies love the beach, and a home right on the coast with ocean views is a dream of many. Redevelopment of these areas is a tricky balance, with locals often at odds with developers. Keely Lynch tells us more.
Western Australians love the ocean, so it's no surprise when people also want to live along the coast. Since 1985, when construction began on Observation City in Scarborough, there has been an increase in residential density in the area, making many local communities angry at the many changes being made to Perth's beautiful coastline.
But what we are against is that when you have developers who come in and don't actually listen to what the community are asking for.
Residents are opposed to developers' plans to build a 46-storey apartment building along with another 5 18-storey buildings in the Scarborough area.
And Scarborough is a beachfront location. Anyone that's been to Scarborough will know that it's all about the beach and not about high-rise buildings. So people sitting in the beach in the morning who'll be out of the shadow, but in the afternoon all the housing behind it will be living in a shadow as well. We can see that with all these apartments going on, there could be an influx of probably 3,000 or 4,000 people coming into the Scarborough area, and it's not that big an area. It's not a Gold Coast. People say, oh, I'll end up like the Gold Coast. Well, it can't, because we've only got about a kilometre or 2 kilometres of beachfront that they're going to actually work to.
Down the road in Trigg, the popular Yellow Cafe faces a very similar issue. Currently, the cafe sits on the corner of West Coast Drive and Benyon Street, but developers plan to replace the cafe with a 4-storey apartment complex with office space on the ground floor as well as a restaurant.
And it really serves a great purpose as it is. I think if we lose it and it's developed, it just becomes another high-density residential spot rather than the community hub and the asset that everyone around here gets to use.
The plans were first proposed back in 2018, but were quickly rejected by local communities and the City of Stirling, with the case being taken to the court multiple times. The plans were considered unrealistic for the space in regard to the size of the building and the traffic it would bring to the already busy area.
This is Willow and my second home. We've been coming here for the last 6 years every day, and we would be so sad if Yellow was gone. We'd miss it, and we would miss everybody.
I live here, I live a couple of streets up, and it's wonderful to come here every day and see lots of people from the suburb, and my kids grew up here, so to see it go would be devastating.
Although a majority of the nearby communities are opposed to redevelopment, it is the likes of large investors that believe redevelopment along Perth's coast is the most appropriate plan for the future. Recent plans for upgrading the West Coast Highway between the city and Scarborough seek to work with these future developments. The aim being to give the residents the best of both worlds, being able to live along the coast and then be connected with just a 15-minute trip to the city. Developers also believe that such plans will help solve the extensive traffic issues and increase the community safety in the area. However, it is the local community that still needs convincing.
Me personally, I've met such amazing friends here, so it really is a special place for us in the community. It'd be great if it stays.
Now we take you to an inclusive literary arts and cultural organisation located in the heart of Northbridge, whose mission it is to empower people whose experiences and perspectives are often marginalised. Ryan Maher investigates.
In the heart of Northbridge, a non-profit organisation is using storytelling to help people who are often marginalised.
Storytelling is really important in terms of being able to develop a society that is much more inclusive. So about 7 or 8 years ago, my husband and I thought it might be a good idea to set up a centre where we were able to teach people the craft of storytelling.
There's so many unique stories, and I think every single person has a story worth telling. When I first walked into the Centre for Stories, it really felt like a little special home away from all the craziness of the city life.
Since 2015, the centre has trained close to 60 riders from diverse backgrounds and has helped over 300 oral storytellers to share their stories. In 2021, they hosted over 115 events and produced 56 stories.
People are always amazed that, we didn't have this big strategic plan, but my plan was always for us to just start it and just grow organically.
Without a space like this, you're not going to hear those really niche stories around Australia that deserve to be told, that might open our eyes and our hearts to something we hadn't considered before.
One of the centre's signature programs is Writing Change, Writing Inclusion, which includes a hot desk fellowship and mentoring program.
I've been here for the past 2 months and it's been a wonderful experience. Getting to know the talents here and getting to know the many writers and students who come through these doors. I think the best thing that the centre has sort of given me has just been the space to do and it's just the trust really to do what I like.
The Centre for Stories is going beyond Northbridge. In April, they launched the Story Lounge, a local CBD pop-up for writers and artists.
The Story Lounge operates in a couple of different ways. So we're open 3 days a week to the public. They can come in. We have a few things that they can do. So we have a First Nations library that we're curating that they can explore. We have a oral story listening station, so they can listen to our archives of stories for all of the different projects that we've done over many years. And they can also record their own memories of Perth with us so that we can potentially work with them as storytellers in the future.
I want to be here because I do like the headspace that being here puts me in, where I feel that every human is a book and life and the world is just one big endless library, and for all I know, my new favorite book and story might just walk through the door and it'll change my life in ways that I couldn't have conceived of, and that's always a good thing.
So by having this space in the city, which is somewhere incredibly central that everyone can access, just allows that kind of the magic of what we've been creating here to now be accessible in the city centre.
You're watching Project WA from ECU's third-year broadcasting students. Still to come,
a group of swimmers who's had a great way to start the day. And the nerds of Perth unite. There's plenty more ahead on Project WA.
welcome back to Project WA, a collection of stories from ECU's third-year broadcasting students. I'm Jackson O'Keefe.
And I'm Maya Grieve. We now look at the community organisation continuing to attract thousands. Cold Nip promotes mental health, well-being and friendly connections, and they are looking to expand their community nationwide. Jackson O'Keefe gets a little chilly in an effort to explore why this movement has become so popular.
My name is Ryan.
And I'm Gian. We're the founders of a community movement called Cold Nips.
That's right.
What started with a group of 16 friends has become one of Perth's biggest community movements.
Ready!
Cold Nips is an open group welcoming anyone who is brave enough to set an early alarm on a Wednesday for a morning dip in the ocean. A simple concept, but one that has attracted thousands of Western Australians.
Ryan was doing it already. He was having these early morning swims, and I just moved over here from Victoria, and he saw he was enjoying it and getting so much out of these mornings. So he said, like, one morning we were just like, why don't we try share this experience that we get so much out of?
Yeah.
And then we just made an Instagram, and it went from there. It just went crazy.
Yeah, it kind of just blew up. It was pretty crazy.
With numbers initially doubling week by week, Ryan and Gian quickly realised that they had created something special.
I think initially it was just a naive kind of playful thought, and then once we saw the impact that it was having on the community, we started to delve into it more and realised some of the benefits and the beauty of it all.
WA is widely known for its spectacular coastline, and Cold Nips has taken advantage of this, hosting their Hump Day events at beaches all along the state, from Mullaloo to Mandurah. With various physical and psychological benefits associated with waking up with a morning swim, it's no wonder that Cold Nips has captured the hearts of hundreds.
So I've pretty much been coming since the very first one, so when we started in 2019. So part of the OG 16 crew. Yeah, it's been one hell of a journey since. I think this element that we've all been exploring is this ideal of chasing discomfort. And so, I don't know if you can tell, but I've got rain art, so my fingers go like yellow, then they go blue, and it's something that I struggle with, right? But every time I dip, I almost forget about that discomfort and I'm just fully immersed in it.
I come for the community, that's the first thing. I think everyone here is so welcoming and so warm all of the time. There are so many people that you can meet from different walks of life, different backgrounds, they have different experiences, different ages as well. There's just so much to gain, I think, from coming to a space like this every week.
Centred around a culture of fun, welcoming, positive vibes, many of those who take part in Cold Nips have found themselves friends for life.
Yeah, it's pretty much my only friend group now because I see them at least 3 times a week. I reckon give it a go. There's no harm coming down. You don't lose anything by coming. Maybe a couple hours of sleep that you can catch up another day, but if you don't end up enjoying it, that's all good as well. There's other groups that you could always join, but it doesn't hurt to try.
This morning I'm here at Leighton Beach with Cold Nips. It may be a brisk 14 degrees, but even that won't stop the crowds getting down here on a Wednesday morning. I think it's time for me to see what all this fuss is about. Believe me, if getting your nips cold first thing in the morning doesn't boost your energy, nothing will.
Oh, that's a bit cold. What a great way to start the day.
If you're looking for a friendly place to enjoy your hobbies and meet people who share them, a Perth Facebook group may be just the place for you. Josiah McMeekin investigates.
Sometimes, all we want is a welcoming place where we can share our interests with other people.
Well, I didn't really expect it to be what it is.
And sometimes the idea for this kind of place gets a lot bigger than we originally thought. Meet Anne-Marie Phoenix, founder of the Facebook group The Perth Nerd Herd.
I've always found it really exhilarating when you meet somebody that has things in common with you. When I was on Facebook, especially back then, it was even worse with toxicity, or no, maybe even not as bad as it is now, but everyone was just butting heads all the time and it wasn't places that I wanted to be. So I just went, well, I'll start my own, even, I'll just do a little thing and I would just put the rules in place that I would like to be in a place that I would want to be in.
And this idea has certainly caught on.
I have a mutual friend in the herd where, I just heard about it. I thought, well, yeah, that sounds like my jam. And I joined and I liked the memes and stuff.
I randomly got added by a friend a couple of years ago and I just started seeing all these weird nerdy memes pop up and I was getting a lot more of that on my thing and I'm like, how the hell did this pop up on my Facebook? And then it's like, oh yeah, cool, Rini added me, that's fine.
While the Nerd Herd's Facebook page is a great place to meet people and share memes, the group also has a physical headquarters in Armidale where they host events.
While it may look empty, the Nerd Herd's HQ is often filled with lively chats throughout the week and during events.
We have a nerdioke that we have here every month, which is just karaoke with the word nerd in it. But it's fun and nice and crazy.
Sort of once a month I let loose. Karaoke is good because I can have a few drinks, I can just sing my heart out and then I'm better equipped to deal with the stress of the week.
If karaoke isn't your thing, don't worry. There is plenty more going on online and around Perth.
We've had the Australia Day meetup, so we'd have pretty much this place to be full of tables and full of people playing Cards Against Humanity. We'd have a big Cards Against Humanity tournament for all that sort of thing.
I run the Screen Club, originally Movie Club, but we've got Incorporate TV as well. So we have catch up once a month.
My main subgroup that I help with on the reg is the Japanese Language and Culture Appreciation subgroup. So we have monthly meetings where we do lunch or dinner at a Japanese place in the city that's usually central, because we have people that come from Joondalup or far down south. We can meet in the middle.
Book Club, which is another subgroup, they have monthly catch-ups.
The book club would probably have to be the one that's the most popular, or the most one that regularly meets up. I know that they do a lot of stuff online and they do a lot of things in person.
We try and keep it as social as possible in these times that we're living in.
It's not all events and social groups. The Herd is also trying to have a positive impact beyond that through its support of various people, groups and programs such as the Roll for Growth initiative.
I'm a youth counsellor in the northern suburbs of Perth. In 2020 I started Roll for Growth, which is a program that uses Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games and therapy, and I posted a flyer there and like, hey, does this interest anyone? This is a new thing I'm doing. And the feedback was amazing, so it was so encouraging. Because there's people from all over Perth, there's people in their group that have been playing Dungeons and Dragons and other games for like 40 years. And they've given advice on how to be better at the game, how to be a better storyteller, how to be a better game designer. Even just being friendly and supportive and sharing it in their own personal networks.
No matter how nerdy you may or may not be, the Herd prides itself on being inclusive.
Not only is it like dedicated to wholesomeness and inclusion, it's friendly towards people who are just starting out.
100% would recommend that's a good place to go in, especially for people who are a bit more sensitive or if they've got anxiety.
So you have like the main page that everybody hangs out.
You can stand up and say, hi, I'm interested in Star Trek, but I've never seen an episode. Where do I start? You're not going to get thousands or hundreds of people going, oh my God, you're a loser. They're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I can't wait to tell you where to start.
Build that sense of community.
It's a community that's built around helping people, and because it's sharing that love, it's like there's not that sort of gatekeeping anymore.
I would love for anybody that would like it to be there. Like obviously, I feel like the vibe kind of runs with itself now, so like if you are the kind of person that isn't going to like how cheesy it is or having some random lady love at you for no reason, then it might not be your bag, but absolutely everybody's welcome.
So, whether you're looking to meet new or like-minded people, or maybe even pick up a new hobby, the doors of the Herd are open to you.
You are watching Project WA.
More stories from around our great state when we come back.
Welcome back to Project WA, stories from ECU's third-year broadcasting students. I'm Josiah McMeekin.
And I'm Claudia Brazier. We turn now to a place helping disabled and abled bodies alike for the past 50 years. The Claremont Therapeutic Riding Centre believes everyone can ride, and the amazing students embody this philosophy every day. Maya Grieve reports.
A quiet street of an inner western suburb in Perth is not typically seen as farmlands and where you can ride horses. But Melissa Henry and the team at Claremont Therapeutic Riding Centre are making miracles happen. Melissa and her team of volunteers run more than 160 horse riding classes a week for disabled and abled clients. Visiting the school, you realise what a gift therapy really is.
Well, it started off with the 4 riders, and it was amazing that cerebral palsy kids would stop spasming and doing all those things. Wonderful. It was wonderful. And now that it's out of control and we have more than 200 riders, so as long as they have a little goal, as long as they get self-esteem, and most of the children that can't walk, after a few months of walking, the ones that can't speak are speaking in 6 months. So it's all progress and it's lovely. It's lovely.
Watching Melissa in action, you can see she is determined to get everyone in the saddle.
Here we have Jordan Hill, an Olympic rider, and Sarah Ken, also a Special Olympic rider.
Our coach as well, because she's really helped me a bit further so long, and yeah, because of course I need to get more confidence in, and yeah.
Well, every day is a good experience, but my best experience was overseas in LA for the World Games in 2015.
I am proud of them because they used to be so shy and they didn't communicate at all, and now they do a lot. Very good communication skills, and I think it's come through the horse. They've learnt through the horse, and they do have their favourite horses, and they are here quite a lot. But I don't mind because they have grown up, that they have really learnt how to work as well as just being a rider.
The riding school opened in 1972, and for the past 50 years it has helped both abled and disabled students learn to ride. It's not only a great place to start, but it has also helped take students to the next level by entering them in competition.
Well, if you want to start riding, it's a lot of fun. It's a great form of exercise, and you meet lots of people.
And do you enjoy riding?
Yep, because, oh my God, I won't stop.
After seeing how confident Jordan and Sarah have become over the years, we can really see the wonderful work which Melissa and her team has been doing at Claremont Therapeutic Riding Centre.
That's all we have time for today. We hope you've enjoyed our stories from the third year broadcasting students at ECU.
A big thanks to Channel 7 and ECU for allowing us to showcase our work.
We hope to see you again soon.